was given my results and I went out. I didn't check. I just put in my bag and I went. When I got to the Kenya bus, there were Kenya bus. That's when I thought, hii karatasi ijafungwa, see I check. Okay, going back, that night I dreamt. My results was written negative, cancelled, positive.
Good evening and praise the name of the Lord. It's that time when we bring to you the Gorgeous Woman Show. And as always, I'm excited to be your host. Reverend Ruth Wamweo is my name. And it's those times that I'm always looking forward to hearing the stories that come from these gorgeous women. Because they're not just stories, they are testimonies. God has done something for you and you feel you want to share with the world for the encouragement and inspiration of many. We are open and you can always reach out on that number on your screen, 0728 316 317, and ask to speak to Teresa. And you can also follow us on our social media platforms, and God will bless you. My guest today is not a stranger to me. Nevertheless, she's a stranger to you, but she's going to share a story about her journey in marriage. Of course, challenges getting children, but eventually God remembered her. So you're there, you're waiting on God. You can't give up now. God is still a present help in the day of trouble. And in this COVID time, I know there are many challenges happening. Don't give up. Keep trusting in God. So welcome so much, my guest.
Thank you.
My guest is Lydia Kariuki. Karibu sana. Lydia NDEGWA, sorry. Lydia NDEGWA. Karibu sana. Is NDEGWA your surname?
Yeah, it's my father's
by marriage?
name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great, your father's name.
Yeah.
NDEGWA.
Yeah.
Always a joy to have you. For some reason, I got Kariuki. I don't know who Kariuki is, so I
Kariuki is my brother, but I don't know.
Is your brother? I don't know how it came.
Yeah.
Let's assume we know your brother.
Maybe.
We do. Okay, kindly tell us more about you.
Okay.
Where you come from, your siblings, just your background on how you were raised.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, my name's Lydia Nyambura.
Yeah.
Morori is my husband.
Yes.
I'm from Nakuru.
Yeah.
I'm born in Nakuru town.
Yes.
I'm the firstborn of 6 siblings.
Wow. The others are boys or they
3 boys and we were 3 girls, but one passed on.
Okay.
So we are left 2 girls, 3 boys.
Okay.
From Nakuru town. We were raised in town, so mimi ni mtu wa town.
When in Bontao. So Kiswahili na Sheng of Nakuru. Nakuru, they were dangerously, people known for their Swahili.
Yeah.
Okay.
But later, when I was in class 6, we went to Ushago.
Okay.
Ushago, where it's just about 30 minutes from town. So I'm still in town.
In Nakuru?
Yeah, in Nakuru town.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were raised by both parents?
Yeah, my both parents, and they are still alive.
Glory
and they are
to
still
God.
together
Amen.
until today. Yeah, we thank God for them.
Okay, were you raised in church or how was your family like?
We were raised in PCA church from when I was a baby. My mother was a church woman. Yeah.
Tell us more about being
you have
church.
to go, whether you like it or not, you have to go to church.
Yes.
And when I became a bigger girl, I joined choir.
Yeah.
Yeah, church.
Yeah.
And I was a secretary.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, but you will present yourself in church because my mom is the elder of church.
She was an elder?
Yeah,
until
today.
You are on a hot seat.
So you will present yourself to church, then you'll find your way out to your own...
Lydia.
To your own mpangos.
Yeah, mpangos.
Yeah, but you have gone to church.
Yes.
Yeah, so you are there.
Yeah.
And she taught us how to tithe. And PCA, you had a card.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel it, you have tithed like that. And when you are grown up, she will give it to you when you are leaving home.
Yes.
You go with it. Your card, tithing.
Yeah. They used to call it kareko.
Yeah, kareko.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, she'll give it to you and your birth certificate.
Yes.
Those were the things she'll pack it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is nice.
Yeah. So you had to go to church. You
So
had no choice.
as a youth, did you enjoy what other youths enjoy, or you felt underprivileged vis-a-vis what your peers were enjoying because of your church background?
I was okay with it.
Yeah.
And we used to go for so many camps.
Yes.
PCA had so many camps.
Yes, that time they had so many camps.
Camps, and my mother will pay for you.
Yes.
Yeah, you will go.
Do they still happen? I don't
think so.
I don't think so. But because most of us grew up, we used to go every holiday. You knew there were at least minimum two.
Yeah. Yeah, they were so good.
And they were so good.
They were so good. They brought us in a way we cannot get lost.
It is true.
Yeah.
You were taught about the principles of prayer.
Yeah.
We used to be woken up at around 4 a.m. to go and then you bath with cold water.
Yeah, in the camps. Yeah,
the camps,
they were so good.
Yeah,
I loved them.
Yeah,
and I wish they were still there for even for our girls.
It is true. They are very helpful.
They were
so
good.
our viewer, you can see we are linking up. We come from a similar background. Those camps were inspirational. And anybody in the Presbyterian church or any other church, you can see that those camps, they molded most of us to be who we are. So see you after the break as we hear the rest of the story of Lydia NDEGWA. So welcome back, our viewer. My guest is none other but Lydia, and her story is about a journey of waiting on God to receive the fruit of the womb. And she's here because God came through for her. But the journey is equally important. And I know you may be there and you are going through that journey. It may not be about expecting to have a baby. It could be something else similar. But I can tell you by the end of this broadcast, you'll be encouraged. So Lydia, hey. Now you've come out of the house, umepewa kadi ya baptism, na ya kareko, and off you go.
Yeah.
So how was your academic journey? Like, were you still going to school? What was your school life like?
Okay, my school life was okay.
Yeah.
It was good, but we transferred when I was in class 6.
Yes.
From Nakuru town to Ushago. I was just a good girl in school. Just a good girl. Yeah,
you've always been a good girl. I've never had issues with you. Yeah. Even when I've known you.
Yeah. The quiet girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not very bright. I was just an average girl in
average
school.
Performer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when now you exited your home to getting married, how did you tell us from there your journey into marriage?
Okay, I met this guy when I went to Ushago. He's my neighbor. And when I went to school, we were in the same class with the sister. She was here and me, I was back behind her. So we went through class 6, class 7. Me, I was a class 7 student. We didn't go to class 8.
Hey, hey, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went to secondary in Lanet, but I went to a day school.
Yes.
So in the process, I met him when we were coming from school. I didn't know him.
He was still in school.
He was bigger.
Okay.
He had finished Form 4. Now I'm Form 1. So I meet this guy with my friends, but I don't know him. He was introduced that he's brother to
your friend.
Yeah, my friend.
Yeah.
And he was a funny person. So I started, and I loved laughing. So he made jokes like that. I came just loving his jokes. So that's how I met him in Form 1. My mother will be surprised.
Yeah, that is a shock of her life.
Yeah,
this time, and you are still behaving like a church girl, but your eyes can see.
Girl.
Yeah,
yeah, an innocent one.
Yeah.
So I knew him from then, and then I went through to Form 4. Then,
but still date like kind of your friends.
Yeah, yeah, we were good friends.
Yes.
But not thinking of anything behind it, because you see, I'm just in school.
Yes.
So I came to Nairobi. I had an auntie who had a shop in City Market. And I used to call her so much, almost every week, with the booth. And she had a landline in her shop.
Yes.
So I loved her. I just loved her shape. I loved my aunt so much.
Wow.
So I used to call her every time.
Wow.
And I loved to come to Nairobi. So I made sure I'll call her always.
The relationship was working.
Yeah. So after Form 4, the exam used to come out at March.
Yeah.
I did it in November.
Yes.
December I was in Nairobi. I came to Nairobi. She called me. So I started working in December.
Wow.
Yeah, so I worked with my auntie. By then, my husband had already come to Nairobi. So the friendship went on.
Yes.
Yeah.
How are you dating? Because how are you connected? Oh, by now your auntie had
A landline.
Yeah. Now I understand.
So he will call through the landline.
Yes, because ordinarily for those who don't understand,
it was hard.
You really had to be
unless it's letters.
Letters. You used to do letters, or maybe if not letters, you make sure you pass through a neighbor who has a landline to tell another neighbor. So if you miss that, there'll be a phone.
So you wait until this time.
And if you miss,
so,
or somebody misses to come, you'd wait until they come.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. Great.
So he used to use the landline and called me.
Yeah.
And my aunt would say, hey, Samu akipiga. Hiyo simu ni ya Samu, uchaneni nayo.
You would talk for hours?
No, my aunt knew. Hiyo ni Samu. Na akipiga, maybe hawataniona tena.
Wow. So some would wonder, why is Lydia misbehaving since he came to Nairobi?
Yeah, and they thought I have known him when I've come to Nairobi. So they thought he's misleading me.
Okay.
They didn't know I knew him from Shago.
Yeah, and those are not stories you could discuss with the aunties
of
then.
Course.
Yeah,
of
back
course.
then.
Even my cousin was against it. Hey, umeona mtu mweupe.
Of course, I'm with light.
Anakudanganya juu ni mweupe, but she didn't know how I knew him.
Yeah.
Yes, but this was just a follow-up after Ushago. Yeah. So after that, I got married when I'm in my auntie's shop. And I stayed. For the first year, I'm trying to get pregnant. It didn't work.
So when you transitioned into marriage, how long did you wait? How long did you date? Because it's important for these young people we are mentoring. Some of them, somebody just likes you within 6 months, you are married. So how did you transition?
It took about 7 years.
7 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
About 7 years.
Okay. So you actually knew him very well?
Yeah, I knew him very well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I saw he was responsible.
Yes.
Yeah. There are things I saw I would like.
Yes.
And I used to say, I would like to get married to a person like my daddy. My father was a wonderful man.
Wow.
Yeah, and I saw some characters in him like my father. Yeah.
What are those characters?
Caring, loving, provision.
Yeah, of course, full of humor.
Yeah. Okay, my father is not full of humor.
Yeah.
He's very quiet.
Yeah.
But very loving and caring. Okay. So I saw those.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I stick with him.
Okay.
So I got married now. The first year, no children. So in me, I thought, it has taken time. I have to consult a doctor. So I started. I went through it, clinics. We went with him. No children, until 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So before we jump to the 7 years, how was the journey, the first year, after the first year?
It was stressful to me, but for him, he was
okay.
What is your problem? Wait. He had a lot of faith, and he was not saved.
Yes.
He would tell me, why are you crying? You'll get children until you say you don't want children. And I would wonder, what do you mean? Wow. And I don't have even one. I wish I had one.
Did you have pressure from his family or from friends?
They never asked. Not even him. They never.
What a blessing.
They never. It's only one day his grandfather asked, does she has menses? Then he said yes. Then she will get children.
Wow.
That one. Nobody else. Wow. No one. Yeah.
And how was
it's only me who had pressure.
Of course. Definitely as a woman, you really want to look forward to having children.
Your mates are getting married, getting children.
Yes.
What is wrong with you? Yeah.
So what are the feelings you battled with in those 7 years?
Of just lacking children. I love children, naturally.
Yes.
So, and if my friends get children, I'll go.
Yes.
I'll make a party for you.
Yes.
for people to come and visit you, but I don't have. And I had nothing. But after I'll cry, God, why me?
I know.
Yeah. But
I've talked to people who are expecting to have children, and they would say that every month when the menses came, it would be another reminder that
you are dead. It's like you are dead.
Yeah.
You are finished. I would fold myself in a couch like this. Cry. I would cry throughout until they are finished. Even a time I had depression. Yeah.
Wow.
I had a depression. But he would wonder, what's wrong with you? Wait upon God.
For him, he was just okay.
Yeah, he would ask, the day I married you, how many children did I tell you to get? Did we talk about children? No. What's the problem with you?
Wow.
Even a time I told him, I think you should marry.
Lydia,
yeah.
You had gotten to that place.
Just because I thought I'm wasting his time.
Yes.
I pitied him more than me. I could get a man with a child, and the child calls daddy. I would cry. Even on the way, I would cry and cry.
Did you feel he was genuine when he couldn't?
Yeah, for him he was
when
okay.
He was not concerned about you not having children.
He was
or
genuine.
Did you at one time doubt?
I think he thought he loved me so much, so he didn't care about the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I even planned to go to US, to my brother's place, and stay there for him to marry.
So what, ulianza mistari gani Lydia to tell your husband to marry? In anger ama ulimuita kwa kamkutano?
Nikamwambia sasa, so you just get a wife and marry. And he's like, kwani yeye ndiye atazaa king?
Oh God.
Wait.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a blessing. Oh God, there are still good men out there. And it's almost unbelievable, even for you to hear him say that.
Yeah, and you see he's not saved.
Yeah.
So you wonder, are you sure you want this?
And traditionally, you don't even solicit, like tell him go marry.
Yeah.
You just discover in your own way.
Yeah.
You still be dealing with your lack of children, infidelity, violence and all that.
Yeah.
But sometimes when good people come our way, we are sometimes you're not sensitive that they are there in your life. So when you came to a place where you got depression, was it diagnosed or?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was the journey?
Oh, I didn't know it's depression. I just had headaches always. So I went to a clinic just nearby, and there it was a lady. And by then I was very small. I was 0.1 GP. If there's something like that.
Okay.
So she saw a small girl. So I told her how I'm feeling, headache always. I used to walk like this because I thought my brain is going out.
Oh, so those kind of migraine headaches that were so bad. Okay. What other symptoms did you have? A lot of sadness? Yeah. Crying a lot? Crying a lot.
I wanted to be alone. I would be in the house the whole day. I will walk out at around 5, get up and come back and lock myself. I don't want friends. I don't want anything. I want to be alone. What of your husband? When he comes, were you able to socialize with him? But not really. Yeah. So you used to be locked inside you, like you were like just by yourself. I'm myself and me alone. Okay. And God. So if you find yourself having those symptoms, go get help. Yeah, even talk. Yeah, and talk. Yeah, and talk. Talking helps. Yes, it does. It does. It does. So she told me, do you have a husband? I told her, then I cannot treat you until your husband is here. Wow. So we went with him. He didn't refuse, we went. And he said, stress zake tu atijuana mtoto. Mimi sina shida. And that is typical of some. Okay. So I was given some medicine. Mimi sina shida. So I was given some medicines, I went. I would take the medicines and sleep until evening for me to relax. Yeah, so we walked with him through it. At the time I told him, utakufa. I thought, oh, okay, so I can die. I woke up from the depression.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did medication help or?
That just telling me utakufa. He told me, my husband told me, utakufa, na utaniacha tu hapa. And I thought, oh, so I can die. Hey, I woke up.
You just woke up from the
I
depression?
woke up, yeah. And I became me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you became the happy you that people know you to be.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that was after how many years?
By then it's about 4 years.
Okay, 4 years into the marriage.
Yeah.
Okay. The goodness about it is that there's nobody in your family who was putting you under pressure.
Yeah,
to get
that was
children.
the better part.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then now the 5th year comes.
The 5th year comes, no child. But I'm still going for clinics. The 6th. Turning the 7th, my usual crying of menses when the menses come. But it had not come. So I woke up. I was just moody. I sat on my couch. Then he came. He told me, he had never told me anything. He told me, what is the problem? With me, I have no problem. I told him, I also don't have any problem.
So when you went to the doctor was saying there's no problem?
Everything was okay.
Wow.
Everything was okay. So he told me he doesn't have a problem. I also told him, I also don't have a problem. And then, you are saying you don't have a problem and you don't have a child. I told him I'm pregnant. I remember it was on a Friday. How do you know? God told me.
Why you lying? Oh.
I was lying. I was talking my own things.
Let's take a break on that lie and then... And probably it may become the power of faith.
Yeah.
See you after the break. So welcome back, our viewer. What a time to just have a laugh. These are trying times, but a laugh will always make you feel better. And it's interesting to have our guest, Lydia, laughing over what was a pain in the neck for 7 years. Okay, so now you tell your husband that I'm pregnant.
Yeah. Who told you? God.
God. This time around, are you a very churchy person, Ama?
Yeah.
So it looked believable.
Yeah. Yeah. He had seen so many things, so he believed it.
Okay.
But now it's on Friday. Come on Monday. My menses comes, and he was like, "Hey, you said you are pregnant." Yeah, I am pregnant.
And did you have a conviction, Ama? You just were asking to silence him?
I don't know what came unto me.
Wow.
So it was on a Monday. Something is telling me to go and share with a friend. She was just my immediate neighbor. And she loved coming in my house, talking. So I went to her house and told her, Mama Yuva, from today, stop praying for me. I'm pregnant. Wow. She starts crying. She goes back, I go back to my house. But my menses are still there. So I go back and something tells me, now tomorrow you go and share to your sister-in-law. She's called Maggie. On Tuesday, I didn't go. I went on a Wednesday. So I went on a Wednesday and found my sister-in-law used to have so many people in her house. Yeah. And her cousin was there. I sat like this and I said, God, I have said in me, I want everyone to live, even Lois. Lois is her cousin, because I saw she might be left. Yes. Even Lois. So they went one by one. They all went. We were left the two of us. And I told her, I've come to tell you to stop praying for me. This is the 3rd day I have menses. To stop praying for me, I'm pregnant. So she stood, she came, she held me, she prayed for the baby.
Wow.
Yeah.
You needed an Elizabeth like her. Somebody would believe your craziness.
Yeah, she cried, she prayed. Then I left. I went and told my husband, I have told Mama Iva, and now I had gone to Maggie's and I've told her, you told her what? I'm pregnant. So he thought it is the depression I had. It has come back. That's what he thought. On Thursday, I had a clinic in Kenyatta for the follow-up. So I went, in the morning, I went to the bathroom, I washed, but it was still coming. I laughed. I told the devil, you're a liar. This is blood, my baby is in. I told God, if you are God, I want to see you. I will wear a very bright dress. It was just like this. And I will not put anything. If you are God, I want you to shame yourself.
Wow.
Yeah, and I went to Kenyatta. So I had a very big file. So the doctors knew me, so he took the prescription to write me the medicines to take. I told him, excuse me, since last month I have not received my periods.
Oh, the insanity of faith.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he looked, he had specs, he looked, and he said, what? So he took the paper for the lab. Hebu ende upimwe tuone kama iko hiyo mimba.
Like in a skeptical way?
Of course. Lakini kuja kesho, because the clinic was afternoon, kuja asubuhi. So I went home, I told my husband, hata nimeambia daktari, what? I'm pregnant. So he knew this woman is sick.
This depression has gotten to her
come
head.
Back. So I told him, I'm not going even for that test. He told me, you have to go. Because I was seeing, even spending 1 shilling, it was the devil who was taking it. And I had come to an end. I didn't want to hear anything the devil is going to take again from me. So he pushed me, so I went. The following day, I went to Kenyatta. I got a very big queue. By then, Kenyatta had one lab. Mm-hmm. So everybody's going to that lab. Mm-hmm. So I got there at around 10. So
did the menses stop when you gave God an ultimatum?
It didn't come again.
It didn't come again?
It didn't.
He proved himself.
Yeah, he proved he's God. And he cannot shame himself.
Okay.
So I went, I was the last person. Standing there, somebody came from in to where I was. I was the last person. Mm-hmm. He asked me, what do you want? I didn't know what was going on. So I gave him the paper. He told me, here you'll stay, come. He took me from the behind to the front. I don't know who it was. I always say it was an angel.
Yes, it must be.
He took me there. He gave me a bottle. He told me that in the toilet, go put your urine, then come and don't make the line. I went back to him. He told me, here, you'll take time. He took time. He wrote a paper. He told me, go to the university wing. They'll do it quicker than here. Ask for karaoke.
Wow.
So I went. I found karaoke was not there. They asked, is it personal or official? I told them it's official. So we can assist. I told them yes. So they took it, they tested. I'm telling you, could find me standing there. Hey.
Supervising the results.
They told me to take about 7 to 10 minutes. Okay. They called me Lydia. I was given my results and I went out. I didn't check. I just put in my bag and I went. When I got to the Kenya bus, there were Kenya bus. That's when I thought, hii karatasi ijafungwa, see I check. Okay. Going back, that night, I dreamt. Mm-hmm. My results was written negative, cancelled, positive. At night.
They were negative, but then
it was written negative.
Then cancelled.
Cancelled, written positive.
Wow.
I dreamt. Mm-hmm. So when I opened the paper, it was written the same thing I dreamt. Negative, cancelled, positive. I cried until I got to Umoja. Wow. It is yesterday morning, periods were there. But now it's Friday, I'm pregnant.
And then the dream that you had.
Yeah.
Exactly the results are the same way.
Cancelled, positive. And in the morning, I had some flu. My husband gave me some medicines for homa. I told him, this is unsuitable for pregnancy. I didn't take it. So I went home. He came very early.
So he didn't go with you for the test?
No, he didn't. He came very early in the
But
evening.
he was looking at you in a, like
Yeah,
a
and
suspicious
he
way.
told somebody, what is happening in my house? I don't understand what is happening. I'll tell you tomorrow. So he came in the evening, he told me, uliambiwaje? Weka kwanza kunywe chai, then I'll tell you. No, if you're not going to tell me, I don't want even your tea. So I went, I brought the paper, I gave him. He took the paper, he read, he went to the bed, he covered himself, he cried. He cried, and I told God, thank you. There's something he's telling you. I went to my friend, the neighbor.
Mama Eva.
Yeah. I gave her the paper. She looked and said, but it is cancelled. I told her, look where it is not cancelled. Yeah, wachana na hiyo imekanseliwa. Yeah, look the other
After all, it's not you who cancelled.
Provided it's not me. So when my husband woke up, he also asked, and who cancelled here? I told him, is that my writing? It is not my writing. So he was like, are you sure?
Ama si umefanya mpango.
So the following week, I had to get the results back to the doctor. The doctor asked the same thing. I told him, I don't know. I was given like that. So after a month, they decided I had to go for a scan to prove you're pregnant. No.
And that time pregnancy kits, I think they were not available like casually.
Yeah. So I thought again, 700 shillings for a test. Another no. My husband said, you have to go. It's not your money. I'm paying for it. You go. You know, for him, he wants to prove it is true.
It is true. It's not this kind of...
So after 1 month, I went for the scan. They did it. They told me that the baby is okay.
The baby
is in the right place.
Is in the right place?
Yeah. So I told him
And
now.
your husband went with you?
No, he never went with me. So I told him now, this is the scan and that is the baby. 1 month, I told him, now I'll get a baby boy. What do you want to give the name? You will give the name. He said he will be called Isaac. Okay. From today, I'm Mama Isaac. I meet you, I'm Mama Isaac. Don't you dare call me Lydia again. I've been called Lydia for 7 years. No. Wow. Even my father-in-law was like, God. He used to pray. Wow. God, don't ashame these people.
I know, and especially the craziness of your faith.
Yeah.
Made it even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you couldn't call me Lydia again. From then, I don't like to be called Lydia. It's only one person who calls me Lydia, Maggie, because she was my schoolmate and she has been my friend, but nobody else.
Yes.
Yeah, me and Mama Isaac, full stop. Yeah, so I gave birth. I went to Kenyatta, I gave birth and through CS.
Yes.
So
how was the journey?
It was okay.
Like when people saw you pregnant and your family knew you were pregnant, after all that waiting, how was the reaction of the community around you?
The family was okay, but the community where I used to live in Umoja, there was one lady who used to mock me so much.
Wow.
Yeah, and I don't know why, because we were not close. There's a time we met, she said, watu wanaringa wako na mimba, najua kama amebeba makaratasi. But the funny thing, I used not to feel anything. I would laugh. Another time she said, ati nimebeba frog.
And she's saying that to your face?
Yeah. And the goodness is, this my friend Mama Eva was always with me. So she knows everything. She would hear. She would become annoyed about it, but me, I'm okay.
And before, when you got pregnant, was she very verbally abusive? No,
I didn't even notice her.
Oh, but now when you became pregnant, that's when she...
Yeah, she came out from I don't know where.
Wow.
Yeah. But the rest of the people, they were okay. Yeah, they saw God. Although my husband would say, hey, mimba.
How was his reaction? He would like want to confirm.
Yeah, are you sure? Yeah.
It was almost like a dream to him.
Yeah, to him, it was a dream.
How different did he change in his way of doing things? Was he very overprotective?
No, kawaida tu.
Kawaida tu.
Kawaida tu.
But he really wanted to confirm if it's really true.
So when I gave birth, he was there to see the baby. But when I gave birth, I went through CS. So I woke up now and I said, where is my child? He's a son, he's a boy, and he's called Isaac. So they had to bring to me the child to see. Then they said they are taking him to nursery. I said, whose child? My child cannot go to nursery.
So you don't even know nursery?
I thought when he goes to nursery, he will die.
Yeah.
And then when people come to see me, they will not see the baby. So I want my baby to be here with me. So when you come, you get my baby is there. But they knew why they wanted to take the baby to the nursery. But with me, I never wanted him to go to nursery. So I went with the baby to nursery for 2 days. Then they had to take him to nursery. Because he had yellow...
The jaundice.
The jaundice, yeah. So they took him to the nursery for 9 days. Yeah.
And how are you feeling that time?
Oh, I don't know. Very excited.
Very excited.
So happy, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was so happy.
Yes. And of course, your husband as well.
Yeah, he was so happy.
I can imagine.
And the first 2 days, by then, when you give birth, you are not given anything to eat. You will stay for 7 days without anything, maybe water.
Oh.
Yeah, they didn't give you anything. So you see, I have no milk. So he was so stressed with that.
They will not give you food?
No. But you have a scar, you have to heal 7 days. Now they give you fluids like that. Yeah.
Okay. I think now it's different.
Yeah, it's different.
You actually eat almost the same day.
You eat.
Yeah, you eat if you want
yeah.
to. Ah.
So you see, there is no milk. That was a stress to him.
Yes.
Then the baby went to nursery. They were put 3 children.
Yeah.
Oh, that one again. It killed him.
Of course.
And they are closed. The eyes are closed because of the light.
Yeah.
So this baby will put the fingers and pull. And he's there and he's talking and he's... Mnachilia watoto wanaribika macho. Yeah, he would feel like he would take his baby and stay with the baby.
And put everything
in order.
In order.
This one would put on the other one, because mine was in the middle. Wanapakana, and he was like, what are you doing?
To my baby.
Yeah. Don't you understand? He's a miracle baby.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
what a testimony.
it was a good one.
Wow, our viewer, it can't get better than this.
Yeah.
The audacity and the insanity of faith.
Amen.
There comes a time when you've been waiting on God so much and you have nothing else left other than believe in Him. And Lydia is a testimony that God answers prayer. See you after the break as we hear the rest of the story. Wow, that's very inspiring.
Yeah.
So eventually after 9 days you were discharged?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
discharged. And God is faithful.
Yes, He is.
The day I was going home, stepping out of the car, the woman who said I'll give birth to a frog was the first person I met. And I told God, I thank you, because I cannot bring a frog in the house.
What did she say?
So she said, maybe I'm carrying a frog.
No, like when she met you with the baby, did she say anything?
She said nothing.
Okay.
She said nothing. Yeah. So I told God, I thank you. So I went, I stayed for 3 years. I told God I want to stay for 3.5 years. 3.5.
Now you knew your faith works.
Yeah, I knew.
So you, so you had terms and conditions with Him.
God. Yeah, you are going to work with me in this way.
Yeah.
So I told God I want to stay for 3.5 years.
Yes.
Before I got another one. So 3.5 goes and I am not pregnant. The stress again comes. So I went back to the hospital. I was given some medicine. I got another pregnancy, which was not the plan of God. It really took me, it had difficulties, blood pressure. I was being admitted on and off until 6-7 months. They decided now we have to remove this baby. He was removed and stayed for about 7 days. The baby died. I was still in the hospital. So I've been admitted 1 full month. did a CS. The child dies. I go home like that.
Wow.
With a scar, with no baby. So, but I told God, I thank you. Because I could have died because of the pressure.
It's true.
You have given me a chance to come and take care of Isaac. God, I thank you for that. So you could come comforting me, I would comfort you first.
It's true.
Yeah.
Because to you, even conceiving in itself is a major
it was a miracle.
Yes, it
was. Because there was a lady who used to conceive and have a miscarriage. And I would tell her, you are better. At least you are conceiving. Me, I have never conceived. It's better you are conceiving and having a miscarriage than me, who is not even having anything.
Wow.
Yeah, so I stayed for 3 months. The doctors told me not to try and get another pregnancy. I'll die because of the pressure.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I went home. After 3 months, I got another pregnancy.
Mkataba yako na Mungu ilikuwa 3.5 years.
Yeah.
A baby.
Now I get another pregnancy. I used to go to church and wash. So I'm washing church and I say, now I'm 1 month old pregnancy. And I'm saying, I will be saying how I was washing church with the pregnancy, with this pregnancy. And I was told, Ruth, you will get Ruth.
Oh.
Yeah, 1 month. So I went and told my husband, now what? I'm getting Ruth. So he was not arguing.
Yeah, now
what you have said,
tested
it's
the
okay.
faith. Yeah.
So Ruth, I went through softly until the end.
Wow.
Yeah, with my scar of 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah. And I never felt anything. Not even a scratch.
That is a miracle.
Yeah, it is. It is.
By 3 months, even the scar is not healed.
It is not healed. It is not healed.
Even at 6 months,
yeah, even a year.
Pregnancy. Even a year, actually, it is.
Yeah. Now it's 3 months.
And you carried Ruth?
Yeah, through.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a God we serve.
I go to hospital and they are fooling me. And I'm telling them, they asked, how many children? I said I had just one son. And what are you expecting? I'm not, this is Ruth.
You are telling the doctor that?
And he tells me, and if it's a boy, that one is yours. Mine is a girl, and she's Ruth.
So what is it?
She told, now they checked my file.
Yeah.
I had not done any scan.
Yeah.
So they're like, huh? So.
Was the doctor concerned about the scar? Or you went to a different hospital?
No, the same.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had not done any scan to see whether it's a boy or a girl.
No, I mean, were they concerned about your scar?
Yeah, very much. Because they did it at 8.5 months. They couldn't risk to go to 9 months. Could rupture.
Yeah.
So after the CS, he calls me, that same doctor. Amuka unyonyeshe Ruth. I said, God, I thank you, Ruth has arrived. Yeah.
Until now.
And he told me, hey, huyo Mungu wako nimemuogopa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. What a blessing.
Yeah, so after Ruth, 3.5 again, I get Emmanuel, who is a special child now. Yeah.
And Emmanuel, did you have an encounter with God like you had for Isaac and Ruth?
No. No. I even didn't know what I'm getting. I didn't know.
But you knew after 3.5 years, that was the spacing you had wanted.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So after 3.5 years and Emmanuel comes, I had gone for clinic. I had not gone for anything. Yeah. So I told the doctor, but the baby is not moving. They became concerned. They told me that you have to do a scan. We see why the baby is not moving. But I think they had sensed an alarm, but they didn't tell me. So they did a scan and they took me to emergency.
At 8 months?
7 months.
7 months,
yeah.
Okay.
My husband is not there. He had gone for burial at Nyahururu. No network. In Nyahururu there was not there was not network by then. So I put off my phone and I go to CS. So when I went, they said, your child is scoring 0. And I asked, mlikuwa mnataka ngapi? Because I don't know. They told me 8 to 10, but yours is 0. Mnataka ngapi?
Okay.
They said 8 to 10. So you have to go to emergency. I found ladies seated there. I left them there. I went emergency. They did CS for 4 hours. I don't know what was happening. Hawapati mtoto. 4 hours.
What do you mean?
Yeah, they said they were not finding the baby. I don't know how, I don't know.
The baby was lost in there?
Yeah. The one who did first said he was not able to get the baby. So I had to sit there and wait for the senior doctor to come from wherever he was to come and complete the CS. Now I'm on the medicine. They did like this, then the other doctor who came, cut like this. So I had a cross. Then they got out the baby. Now I'm sleeping, I don't know. I woke up I went in at around 5 in the evening. I woke up at around 9 at night, feeling pain all over. So I called the nurse. So he was just here. I think they thought I won't wake up. So he told me, hey, na vile umetusumbua.
That was the welcome.
Imagine. Nikamuuliza how? And I was in theater. You know, in theater, how can you asumbua anyone? Akaniambia tumekufanyia CS for 4 hours. So I slept. They gave me as medicine because I was feeling pain. I slept again. By this time, my husband has come. He's trying to call me. I'm Teja. They don't know where I am. He's stressful. And
you know, you didn't tell anybody?
I told my sister. Okay. But on their way coming, they didn't know where. But he was feeling there's something that is not right. Mm-hmm. And he didn't have my sister's number. My sister has been in my house for 4 years, but he doesn't have the number. Wow. So he could not call. But he asked the brother, do you have Wahito's number? He said yes. So call her. So she's the one who said she went to hospital. But I didn't tell my sister I'm going to CS. Oh, yeah. So she knew I was just admitted. Yeah. So by 11, I called. I said, I opened my phone. So he saw. He called. What is wrong? I was in theater. And he knew I was just going for the clinic 7 months. Can come back. What is wrong? I told him I was in theater and the baby is removed. Is he alive? Yes. Okay. So in the morning, I'm asleep and I just sense there are people around me. I've opened my eyes. People are full around me. Doctors. Then I closed and listen what they are saying. The doctor who did this, the CS, said, I had him told, what happened, Prof? He said, I think he was a professor. He said, I did the damage, but I don't regret. I saved the mother and the child. And I was like, God, my bladder. So in me, I knew it's the bladder. And true to it, it was the damage to my bladder. Because now he was in a hurry. He wanted to save me. So he took it and he damaged the bladder, he cut it. So I started thinking, now I'll be buying diapers for me and the child. The stress started. Hakuna dawa ingenilalisha tena. Wow. Yeah.
They were not aware you were hearing?
Yeah, they didn't know. So the bed I came from theater with, I stayed in that bed for 5 days without moving out. They told me, you have a very big scar, so don't move from there. So they put catheter, they took me to the ward. Yeah, I stayed for about 15 days. The baby was taken to nursery again, the boy. Mm-hmm. But Wambui never went, Ruth never went to nursery.
Yeah, nursery. Ruth
yeah.
was.
The boy went to nursery for 15 days. Mm-hmm. So we went home. The baby started crying. The baby cried for 7 months, crying. We don't know what's happening. But one day we took him to Doctor's Plaza. One doctor told me, mtoto anaboeka. I told him, how? A man's baby. He's supposed to sleep. He's not sleeping. He told me, for one, the baby is not even seeing. Yeah. They put that torch. The baby was not following the torch. He told me, this baby is not even seeing. Ah, my God. So I went to Kikuyu. They checked the baby, 5 doctors. The last one told me, the eyes are okay, but the coordination with the eyes and the brain is not working. So go for CT scan, the brain CT scan. So I went. I took back to the doctor who said, Mtoto naboeka. He didn't tell me anything. I went home back with my baby, crying. I went back to Kenyatta now, the main hospital, with my results. But in 2 months, when he was 2 months, I sensed this baby has cerebral palsy. But I denied. And then I never wanted anyone to tell me so. In me, I know, but you don't tell me. So I went after he was 10 months now. The girl I found, she told me, do you know, have you ever heard of cerebral palsy? I told her yes. She told me, your baby is suffering from cerebral palsy. So she gave me a medicine, and from that day, my baby slept. He never cried again till today. Mm-hmm. But we have been going through the cerebral palsy. He's now 16 years. Okay. Yeah. And I thank God he has speech. He can communicate. Yeah. Okay, he's stammering, but at least he can communicate. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, what are the other challenges that you have faced raising him?
House girls. Mm-hmm. It's a very big challenge. The girl will come and look at the baby and say, mimi hapana, sitamweza.
Is he able to walk on his own?
No. Mm-hmm. He cannot even pick this serviette.
Okay.
So even feeding, you have to feed him, you wash him, everything, you have to do everything for him. Mm-hmm. The only thing he does is playing with his phone. Okay. That one, he will. He will connect the phone to the TV and watch his things to the TV. Yeah. Yeah, just that.
Just that.
Yeah.
But he's able to communicate
very well.
Okay.
He will look at you and ask, "Uko na stress?"
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He's able to also interpret the emotional environment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Looking back at your life, there could be a woman there that has faced the stigma of not having a child. Yeah. Another one dealing with a child with probably a disability or special needs. Mm-hmm. Look into that camera and just talk to them.
Okay, not having children, it's by the grace of God that you can go through. Mm-hmm. It's very hard. Okay, for me, I think I went through it by prayers and people who stood with me. Mm. Yeah, they prayed for me so much. And having a special child is also another challenge. It just takes the grace of God. It's not easy. Mm-hmm. Medicines, taking care of the child in a special way, because if he's called a special, he's special. Yes. He needs everything special. But somebody said one time that special parents get special children. Yes, and God knows why. Mm-hmm. And God cannot give you something you cannot stand. Yes, true. He knows that you are able to fight that battle. So it's better to stand and God will be with you through it in Jesus' name.
Amen. How do you deal? Like most people I've heard that they feel guilty if they have a special child or they are not, or they don't conceive. They feel a sense of responsibility, like it's something they did not do or something that they should do for God to move on their behalf. Did you have a battle with that, and what would you tell somebody that is going through that?
Or with a special child?
Feeling like they are guilty of something, like there's something they did not do right, or there's something they should do to bribe God, or
no. For
that
me,
moment of acceptance.
Me, I never.
Yeah.
Although after that, I went through some depression, about 6 months, but I didn't know before I accepted. It was hard. Yes. But I never asked God anything. Yes. But there's a time I asked, why me? And I had a very big voice. Why not you? Wow. From then, I stopped asking God.
Yes.
And I said, because I looked and I didn't see anyone else I could have wanted to go through what I'm going through.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see. Wow. Yeah. And the goodness is, okay, I would like to speak to men. Mm-hmm. Those men who leave their wives that they have given a birth to a challenged child. Because it's not, nobody would like to have a challenged child in his life. Nobody. And I would like to thank my husband. He has stood with me with that child.
Yes.
And he loves that child to the fullness.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a blessing.
Yeah.
Wow. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. We want just to appreciate Mr. Sam.
Yeah.
For the good work you have done. You are indeed a role model to all men, that you can walk through the journey of what people call barrenness, and now raising a special child and not putting your wife under pressure. And every other person that is going through a similar situation. It's not easy either for men or for women, but I encourage you to hope in God. When you hope and wait on God, God will give you the desired answer, because he's a faithful God. From me and the gorgeous families, thank you. Shalom. God bless you.